Hello everybody, I am Uknits, and today we're going to discuss What If. Now today I'm going to speak about the movie Frozen. Spoiler warning, if you have not seen the movie Frozen, stop this video and go and watch it. If you really don't want to see the movie Frozen, something is wrong with you because you're incorrect. That is not the correct opinion, you have to go see the movie anyway, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, back to the matter at hand. I want to discuss Hans. Now, at the end of the movie, Hans reveals that he's secretly plotting to take over the kingdom because he's the youngest of his brothers and has no chance of actually being part of the kingdom that he was born to. So I wanted to talk about, if he had won, what kind of king would he have been? We'd all like to think that these evil people would make terrible rulers. Scar ran the kingdom and Lion King down to the ground in a matter of years. However, I think that Hans would have been a very, very effective king. It's seen that as soon as he takes control, when Anna runs off to find Elsa, the first thing he does is give blankets to the poor. Now this move is much more political than you might think. He would have realized at a young age that ruthless tyranny was ineffective. Being the youngest child, he'd have to make people like him to get what he wanted. By taking resources from the nobility in the castle and distributing them among the peasants, the bulk of his population, he is simultaneously decreasing the resources the nobility have while providing for a healthy and productive workforce. The healthy workforce would in turn be more apt to produce economic growth, while a reduced nobility would limit the number of people who could actually affect how he wanted to rule. Now, would he rule tyrannically? I doubt it, because again, he's striving to help the populace. If he has a healthy and wealthy populace, he gets economic growth. You look at that he targeted Arendelle to begin with. Arendelle is clearly a town far in the north. Now, as we know about those towns, there was a lot of trade coming in and out through their harbors. However, as a militaristic position, it would have been fairly poor. As far north as they were, they wouldn't have as much access, land-wise, to battling other areas, and their degree to the northwest would make it non-centralized to plan attacks from. However, it makes it very defensible and a trade hub. So, if he controls economic trade by being an economic power, what he can do is affect other nations through tariffs and taxes. His charming and intellectual nature, his ability to understand people, he immediately did not go for Elsa upon simply seeing her, and went for the naive Anna, realizing that she was a prime target. He knows people well. Through tariffs and taxing, he can create a degree of economic control over other nations. This power over other nations would have allowed him to be a powerful ruler in his own right without ever having to raise military doctrine. Also, being in far north meant that if things turned south, someone discovered his ruse. As long as the people love him, he can defend the land. It's a difficult to attack position. Consider both Hitler and Napoleon, who attacked Russia like idiots and were immediately stomped out. Imagine if you could only access Russia by sea. Regardless, as effective as Hans would have been, I suppose he was sort of a scumbag, and I guess it's better for everybody in the long run that he wasn't king, but I just want to clarify that he would have been a good one if he had. So words of wisdom, don't let appearances deceive you. Just because they're evil doesn't mean they're stupid. Adieu for your audience. Adieu.